And welcome everybody to the Effect Podcast's actual play of Emissary Lost. On my there, I have Dave. Down there, I have Tony. And over there, I have Avima.
Hello.
Jonathan, I should
Jonathan.
say.
Jonathan.
And you're playing three characters that we have come to know quite well. Oshian and Yaquob we know possibly better than ever, although it's now 28 sessions later that I spot you don't put an extra O in Yaquob. All the show notes say Yaquob with Y.
Or do you want me to change my spelling of the name?
No, go ahead. No, leave it as it is.
See, hey, viewers, it's this attention to detail that makes Effect Podcast the best podcast out there. So
yeah.
Well,
the fifth best podcast out there, actually.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That is rather good, actually.
I'm quite chuffed, actually.
Thank you to everybody who voted for us. It's miraculous. No, it's marvelous.
Marvelous.
It's miraculous because we are so shit. We are rubbish. We're never fit for the best.
I've got to say, it's our talk show, not our actual plays that are the fifth best in the world. We're nowhere on the charts for the actual plays. So,
but we didn't get nominated, did we?
Right. So we may finish Emissary Lost in this session.
But we probably won't, knowing what we're like.
Yeah, knowing what you guys are like, actually, I'm thoroughly expecting to have another one after Christmas, the Monday after Christmas, which would be the 28th of January. And that would be nice if we managed to finish it.
Do you mean December?
December,
don't you?
And it would be nice if we managed to finish it this year.
Attention to detail and knowledge of the calendar. They're the two things that we have about every podcast.
Dave, he's too caught up in the Coriolis calendar that he produced on the Free League Workshop. That's all it is.
Shouldn't be calling it January then, should he? So
he's forgotten about Faceless calendar.
Oh no, it's not the Faceless. The equivalent would be the first one of the calendar, which is the Faceless is the last. So the Messenger.
Yeah, so we're in the segment of the Faceless, and the Cyclade is fast approaching.
Yes, there we go.
Anyway, next week, guys. If you don't finish it today, we're doing it this time next week.
This time next Monday, we may be back if we don't finish it today. So, you at the end of the last adventure, I'm not going to ask for any sort of recap at all, unless any of you have any questions about what happened last time. But at the end of the last adventure, you had travelled through the swamp of the Sultra Marshes. You had ascended the terraces of the palace. And you had finally got to a bit of solid palace building and a window with which to enter. And that's where we left it. Any questions from last week?
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Cool. Let's crack on. Let me just read what I'm going to be doing next. I've lost it now.
Let's crack on with Matthew reading the scenario from here on in. This is actually an episode of Jackanory. For those people in the UK would remember that.
People of a certain age.
Of a certain age, yeah.
How long's it since Jackanory's been on telly?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. I think Jackanory in some form has been on more recently than when we were kids, but not in a regular sort of 50 minutes every single day. I just want to get to the point where I'm describing to you.
This is us cracking on, were they?
Yeah.
we just about old telly.
We just lost 50.
Let us not reminisce about Jackanory.
60 seconds.
Here are the gang. I see Millie and Bruce are here.
Hi, guys.
Evening.
And this is going to be very confusing because Millie is on Twitch and Bruce is on YouTube. But luckily, I talked to both of them. So if I write hi both, they'll both see me. Now,
shall we start again? Such a
go back 10 minutes.
Sunken Palace in the Sultra Marshes, kind of northeast of the conglomerate. It's
we got past
swampy.
Yeah, you have climbed up out of the swamp across the Mahala Terrace Gardens
Yes.
to the Sul Mahala Palace. Today, the palace and the surrounding gardens have been reclaimed by nature. The cataract failure that we mentioned last week swept much of the gardens away, and over the years since the flood, many of the brooks and rivers that came down from the plateau have carved new paths through the area. Trenches cut deep through old roads and plazas, and hundreds of tiny waterfalls slowly transport the water down through the palace grounds towards the black waters of the marshlands below. What used to be the highest point of the walled terraces has collapsed, forming a dark pond from which broken ruins protrude here and there. Broken glass and shattered mosaics glimmer just below the surface in the faint light that penetrates the mist, and in the middle of the pond, the central tower of the palace looms, dark in the distance. The main entrances are deep underwater, but some of the higher balconies are accessible and connect to the interior of the palace. The area is still and eerily quiet. If one listens very closely, a strange hissing sound can be heard coming through the cracks in the walls.
Ooh.
So it's actually quite easy to reach these balconies. I'm not going to make you, haul your boat back up the terraces to get across this pond. It's not
Good,
like a defensive moat.
It was a skill check to get up. So
Yeah, it was a number of skill checks.
it was. I'm happy to continue taking point, making our way across. So is there dry footing, or are we like in like at least a foot of water everywhere from your description? Because it sounds
probably to get to one of these balconies, you're going to have to wade a little bit.
Because from the sound of it, like we've made our way from the swamp up a few stories,
but now
we've kind of gone back down to swamp level, or is it still raised?
No. So
it's raised a bit
below you. There are you can see there down underwater. There are entrances to the palace that you can see below the water. But you can find a bit of a land bridge, as it were, that connects with some of the balconies.
Yeah, sorry. So my question was, is the water level where we are in the palace, is that above the water level of the swamp?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. That's all I wanted to check. So we've got
what was
waterfall coming in.
Cataract 29.
Yeah,
so
waterfall coming
waterfalls.
Into the palace,
around the palace and down into the swamp.
Cool. Because like the visual of that is just.
I haven't got one. I was hoping to show you one because I thought this is crying out. All these waterfalls crying out for a lovely, lovely painting by Martin Grip. But sorry, Martin, you failed.
Oh, well. I'll have to do like a crappy watercolor on my tablet or something. I have no artistic skill, so that'll be rubbish. Anyway, Havima will happily continue going forward at the front with his infiltration.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want to roll for infiltration?
And then Yaquob will be second, and I will be covering them from the rear with my rifle.
Have we still got?
And you've got Jar, haven't you? Yes.
Jar.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know. I think I've lost my Coriolis dice, so I'm going to have to use my alien dice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, get a face I always
use the alien dice.
Yeah, so do
I. I'm upset about it because I love the Coriolis dice.
Ooh, I hate the Coriolis dice.
I love the Coriolis dice too. In fact,
you just can't read them.
Alien. You don't need to read them. If you can vaguely see a number on it, you don't care. If you can't see a number on it, you've got a 6.
Yeah.
The fancy scarab face is the 6. That's all that's important.
That's all that matters.
So I've got 6 in total for infiltration. That's 3 and 3. Oh no, I'm gonna have to re-roll, but that is. I'll send you a picture of this. But the 2 that fell on the floor are 6s,
Okay.
and then there are 2 that fell into my effect AP
Dice tray.
Dice
Which is
tray.
to stop them falling on the floor.
Exactly, but they are also 6s, so that's 4 6s.
4 6s.
I don't want to re-roll the ones on the floor.
Okay, I'm not going to make you re-roll them. I'm not going to. I'll trust you on this one. Okay, so for 4 successes, I am going to make your life a bit easier. So I'm
Just a bit.
describing this to all of you. Obviously, as you've said, they've got the sort of marching order. Havima's in the lead. Did you say Yaquob is second?
Yep.
Yeah.
And you're bringing up the rear with Yar.
I think Yaya's in front of me, between me
Yeah,
and Yaquob, so I can watch her.
So you sort
can
of
shoot
climb
her if you need
over
to.
into this balcony. One of the things you can see in the sort of chasm below this balcony are a bunch of old stasis pods.
The same as the ones we've been tracking down from Coriolis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we check with Jar Jar? Is this where you dropped the pods off when you brought them here?
Well, she points out that she'd dropped them off at about this, or she hadn't, her porters generally dropped them off, probably through this entrance that we're going through now. But these are a little bit to the right of you. And looking up, you can see sort of one floor up, there's a balcony where another balcony like this, but the stone balustrade has been broken. And she thinks they've been tipped off that balcony by the way they're piled up there. And so she suggests, she says that the guys they brought them to never wanted her porters to go any further than the room you're about to enter, or that Havima has now entered.
Just a quick look at the pods as we go past then.
They're a bit further down. Yeah. What do you want to see?
I just want to make sure they're empty.
They look it. But if you wanted to go down, it would be quite difficult.
Okay, I probably will go as close as I can easily and have a look, but I won't. If it's going to be a hard climb to get to them, then I won't. If it looks like they're empty, I'll leave that for now.
It looks like there are about 20 pods in here in general from where you can see. You can see they've all got the black numbers painted with the black crosses and the black numbers, which suggests they're all full of mystics. You can also see and smell that a lot of them have still got the stasis fluid, which was quite expensive, and you smelt that where Noor had died. Some of this is leaking out into the water that's going past them. You could get down there, I guess, if you wanted to. But I think from your survey here, you think they are all empty.
Okay, I'll leave them. I'm going to
There
leave
are
them.
probably
now.
salvageable parts and containers of stasis fluid, which you remember that woman you met in town.
Yeah.
She said it was quite expensive.
We're not really here on a salvaging mission, though, are we?
No, we're not.
So let's let's press on.
Okay. So Havima, you've been really quiet coming in here. If the guards are meant to be on duty, there's no guards in this room. You have a sneaking suspicion that they're upstairs where these stasis pods were pulled from. For 4 successes, I'm going to say that there is, you spot a basic light-based sort of tripwire, which warns the guards of approaching people. So you're able, obviously, to avoid it, stepping high over it, and to point it out to the three that are following you, so that you can probably catch these guards by surprise.
Excellent. That's what we like.
Do we get a sense of how many guards are there?
That would be pushing it. But I'll say that I think Jar Jar told you last week that there were a couple of guards whenever her porters met them.
Let's just double that number to be safe.
I think if we get
On assumptions.
so if they're on the kind of the terrace level above us, how can we get into a position where we can see? Because I'm not sure I've got the skill. I was just thinking with my rifle, with my sniper rifle, I could do 2 quick shots and possibly kill them both in 2 shots.
Do we want to kill them though? Do we not?
You might
Do we
want to
get some
question
information
them.
out of them?
Well, I guess guards. We're after the ringleaders, aren't we? We're not after guys who are left outside hanging around.
No, well, they might know where.
But if we have a noisy fight, it might be worse because my
That's true.
sniper rifle is silent. It's all, that's all I'm thinking.
Well, this is.
Although I probably haven't got the skill to do it, but it might be worth a try. I would get. Let's say I would get a total of. Where are we? Range. Oh no, that's slightly better than it was. That's 6. I'll get a total of 8 dice, with the negative for a quick shot is -2. Is that correct, Matthew?
A quick shot is -2.
So that'll give me
But you
6
could
dice
do an aimed shot
for the first one.
for the first one, couldn't you?
Yeah. So the first one I'll be on 8 dice. Second one I'll be on 6. So I guess it's a bit.
No,
of,
hold
it's a
on.
bit
If
of
an aimed shot would be +2.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, okay, yeah, good point. So I would be on. Hang on, 6. I'll be on 10 dice for the first one and 6 dice for the second one. Because the second one will be a quick shot.
Pardon me.
Assuming I've got the time to do it, I would aim on my previous round. I would then
Yeah.
fire with a normal shot, and then I'd do a quick shot. So I'd have 10
Make an
dice. And then 6
observation
dice.
roll, Oshian.
Okay, do I get my +2 dice for?
No,
I mean, maybe I should just roll them anyway.
no. But in this case,
That's
this
standard.
Is,
Yeah, no, fair enough.
This is. I'm going to see whether your idea works. Whether you can see a
Okay,
advantage.
right. Okay, I get 3 successes.
Okay, well, for 3 successes, yeah, this palace is falling apart. It's got wonderful marble staircases all over the place, and you can see actually, based on where Jar Jar said she thought their base was, you can see that if you go slightly to the left here, you can climb up a sort of minaret tower, which you think would be a vantage point looking down into their base. And I just want to describe their base to you.
It might be worth doing that anyway, whether or not I take the shot, because then I can call you guys in, as it were. If we don't want to just try and kill them, if there's only 2 of them, there might be more than 2, I guess. And we might want to be quite close because my second shot is probably not going to kill the guy.
No.
My first one might have a chance, but my second one probably won't.
Well, do you want to try and get in the position then to where you can see them?
So do I need to make a roll for getting into that position, Matthew?
No, I think you can get the critical success on your observation.
Okay, cool.
Shows you can do that. And you're looking down, so the others are waiting for you to get there.
Yeah.
You're looking down into a room. So you've climbed up the sort of minaret tower, but you're actually still indoors, as it were.
Yeah.
And this room has got the kind of tower turns out to be a sort of, I don't know, it might have been a musician's gallery or a prayer
Okay.
platform, sort of within the room, but high up in the room. And looking down, you can see that you're right up near the ceiling of this. And the ceiling is, you feel, a big stone dome that is only being kept in place by two massive trees that have grown up in the middle of this room. And looking down, you can see that there is a tent there, some workbenches. You can see that there's only one entrance to the room, which your compatriots will be entering into as soon as you give them word. There's lots of shattered glass and clay mosaics, which has been sort of swept to one side. And you can notice that some of it has been sort of arranged on one of the workbenches from where you are.
So what's been arranged? Sorry,
shattered glass and mosaic tiles. But you can see on one of the workbenches, there's the shape of the martyr's crown, which is a sort of ring. You saw it tattooed on the some of the people that you were fighting in the airlock back on Coriolis. There's candles, there's sticks of incense, there's an altar there, and you can see that there are scrape marks leading to the balcony where Havima spotted the dropped things. But when you try and tell the others this over your communicator, you realize there's a jamming signal, so you can't actually give word to the others.
Okay. And are there just two guys there?
Yes, there are. One is at the altar, and another one is sitting by a kind of fire. Not actually a fire, but so there's that thing happening.
Yeah. Okay. There's no way of kind of hissing to these guys? They're too far away from me now. Like Yaquob and Havima.
Sorry, what's that you saying?
I can't. There's no way of kind of hissing or doing kind of like.
No, you're too far away from them.
No. Okay. Fine. Shall I just have a shot?
Yeah, might as well. Not that we can advise you.
Okay, if these guys aren't looking like they're really paying attention, I'm going to take aim at one of them, and then I'll do a quick shot on the second one. Yeah.
What have you got?
So I'll have 10 dice with that, with an aim.
Okay.
For the first one. And with that, I get 2 successes. So the critical for my gun is 1. Damage is 3. Do I want to push that? Tone?
Probably.
John?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll push. Okay, that gives me 4 successes in total now, Matthew, and you get yourself a darkness point.
Okay. And how many successes have you got, and what gun are you using?
So I got 4 with my Duga rifle, which is silent. So it does 3 damage, crit of 1. So do these guys appear to be wearing armor?
From the distance that you can see, I'm going to get you to make an observation roll. This is obviously
Okay.
before your shot.
Yeah. That one I get 2 successes on the observation.
Okay, yeah. So for 2 successes, you can see they appear to have armor under their clothes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do. Okay, 2 of those successes will go on damage. So that's 4 points of damage, and then that'll leave me 2 for 2 criticals.
Okay.
Okay, the first critical, I shall read black first. 53.
Hold on, I just got to do their armor.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Hoping that 4 points is enough to get through.
Yeah, 3 points get through.
Okay, the first crit was 53, Matt, and the second crit was 33. So 53 is bleeding gut,
Yeah.
and 33 is broken leg.
Yes. That is, I think he collapses. You say this is a silent gun, the Duga rifle, right?
Yep.
Just trying to see whether the other one's gonna even notice it.
Well, I'm going to do a quick shot at him straight off as well. Oh, actually, if he doesn't, I can take aim, can't I?
Okay. Give me a moment of dice rolling here. Yes, he does. Or from the voice that she raises, you realise it's female.
I'll do the quick shot on her then.
Okay.
So there's only 6 dice though this time. Okay, that's 1 success, but I will push that, Matthew, with a darkness point.
I just want to warn you that I can spend a lot of darkness points.
I know. The point of doing this is to put them down, isn't it? Okay. So I got 2 successes, so that will be 3 damage, and then I will do a critical if the 3 damage gets through her armor.
So 3 damage.
Yep.
Oh, that won't work at all. I've got too many dice in there. 2 get through her armor.
Okay, and the critical is 43. Crushed elbow.
Crushed elbow.
Stunned for a turn.
Okay. At which point, you two downstairs, you can see these shots of these 2 guards. What are your actions?
Are these? Sorry, I might have missed this to begin with. Is these silent accelerator rounds, or?
It's called a Duga rifle. It's basically it's a silent sniper rifle.
Okay, cool. So we can still carry on with being quiet. Hearing that,
so what exactly have we heard? What can we glean from what we hear?
Thwip, thwip.
You don't particularly. So you haven't heard anything particularly.
Okay.
We haven't heard any reaction from these guys that have just been shot.
No thump.
Well, you did hear. You saw one person fall. You saw the other person by the anchor cry out with a female voice, and then she got shot in the elbow.
Okay.
Although Dave saw that, we're not in a position where we
Neither of
could see these guys, are we?
Unconscious.
Neither of them necessarily unconscious.
You might want to run in and finish them off.
Yeah, so if
I
I'm
will do that.
hearing them, yeah, I'm going to do the same. If I'm hearing them reacting to having been shot, I'll assume that Oshian has taken the shot and rush up.
Yeah,
Carbine drawn.
I'll have my hand fan drawn.
Okay, so sorry. I guess we need to do initiative actually, and I need to find my cards. So I'm just going to draw these randomly. Cut the deck. You are 4, Havima, and highest goes first. You are 5, Tony.
5.
You are 3, Oshian.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they are. I'm going to do them just as 1. They go the same time as you do, Oshian.
Okay.
So, Tony, you go first.
Okay, so as I run up the stairs to where are they, what do I see?
One of them's stunned and one of them isn't. One of them's been gut shot and shot in the leg, or the bullet's probably blown her hip away or something.
Yeah.
And the other one is, but her arm has been shattered, but she's bleeding profusely and will die. I think they'll both die from the shots, but not straight away.
Just checking the damage. Where's that? Yes. So the one that you struck first isn't stunned, and I think is getting ready to defend himself.
So as I come in there, it looks like one of them is going for a gun then, effectively. Or
Yes.
okay, I'm going to shoot that one then.
Is that with an accelerator tone? Would that be quiet?
No, it's a Vulcan. No, it's a Vulcan. I haven't got an accelerator. It's a Vulcan carbine.
You could run in and just punch them.
Use your fists.
But up to you, obviously.
I've kind of already said I'm going to shoot him, so I think I'm going to shoot him.
Okay. He's shooting him.
Okay. We'll have a concept of a chat about the concept of covert operations after this, Yaquob, if we're both still alive.
So I've got my homing arrow, which gives me +2. I get +1 for so let's use the number dice. Well, I get 1 success on my 9 dice, which is 3 damage. I'll probably just stick with that, I think. Rather than push it as well.
Okay. Havima, what are you doing?
I am going to cut them up with my hand fan.
So you approach and do a melee attack.
Yes. Going to do that, and do I get to... No, I'm not sure I do. I don't have that talent that lets me do dex instead of agility, or agility instead of strength. So my hand fan is bonus +1. I think because it's a melee attack, it is strength, not agility, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 + 2. All right. It's a simple 4 for now. Not going too wild.
You get a bonus for the hand fan.
The bonus is +1. Okay. Well, I've already got 1, but No, just the one success.
Yeah, don't put any of those comments up, Matt.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see whether I can select him, but I can't find him. Anyway,
It's fine. He's fucked off anyway, looks like.
yeah. Sorry, I missed all that. Havima?
I got one success on my hand fan, which has the fancy
What's the damage on it, though?
electric. Damage is 2 with
2.
a crit of 1.
Okay.
So-
And you've got how many successes?
1 success.
Okay, so you've just done 2 points of damage. He is out, broken. There
Okay.
is still the other one. Dave, it's your turn.
I'll aim and shoot him.
You can.
Finish him off before he can get to do anything. Well, hopefully finish him off. Her, yeah. Unless you wanted to take... Do you want to capture her? Oh, I've said I'm doing it, haven't I?
Yeah, we're not
can't
really in a
communicate
position
with
to
these two.
have a
No,
discussion.
we're not chatting, are we? Yeah.
Chess rules.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. I'll leave it at that. That'll be 3 damage from the first shot, and then I'll do a critical with the second success.
Okay.
If he goes through her armor, of course.
2 get through.
Okay, and that's 54.
54.
Internal bleeding. She's unconscious now.
Yeah, she's
By the looks of it.
unconscious. Okay. I'm going to spend some darkness points.
And have 20 more guards appear.
No. So the one who is down will attack you, Havima.
He can try.
They've got this you can get up after you've been broken talent. By the
Yeah.
looks of it.
And so you're kind of, you've slashed him, and he looked broken, but yes, he gets this righteous
same-
anger, as
that
we
the
might
same-
call it.
Is that the same one I shot?
The one you shot, yes. And
particularly
he
righteous
is
anger.
going to strike at you with his knife.
I have a talent called defensive.
Right.
Just looking up the specific rules now. Where is it?
I've got that. It gives you +2 to melee when you're defending against an attack.
Oh, okay, cool.
However, you've used all your actions, so I don't think you've got spare actions to defend
Did
because you
I?
approached and attacked in your round. So
Okay.
this is going to be a sneak attack. He only gets 1 success. Oh, sorry, I'll spend a darkness point.
Yeah.
He gets 2 successes. So you get
I have an armor rating of 3.
Dura knife is 3 points of damage. So roll
Okay.
your armor rating of 3.
1 success.
So it's 2 damage then in total. Gets through.
Wunderbar.
Yeah, 2 gets through,
Okay.
but no criticals. Tony, new round.
So this guy is up and attacking Havima.
Yeah, well, I think from a prone position, he hasn't yet got up. But as Havima was sort of turning her back on him or whatever it was after the attack, he's suddenly stabbed up at her with a knife. Sorry.
Yep.
With a knife.
I will just shoot him again, I think.
Okay.
I might aim first if I can.
Yep, you've got All
Which
the
gives
time in the
me-
world, mate.
+2. It's all right.
Plus
Aiming.
two for aiming. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Matt, for the right price, Havima will go by any pronouns.
Ah, right. He's
They are a
a courtesan.
pronoun. I get 2 successes, so
2 successes.
so that'll be 4 damage. So not
4
enough
damage.
not enough for a crit. I'm not going to push it.
Down again.
Right, yeah, Havima, do you want to really make sure this time he's actually down?
All right. Yes, I will. I will go back and I will make sure.
We are out of initiative now. They're
You
all
really
down.
want those dark
Both of them down, and nobody else turned up. It does look like there are only 2 people here.
Okay.
okay. I'll climb down from my vantage point and join them then.
Okay. As you are looking around,
Let's search the bodies too.
yeah,
Good call.
Yeah.
Good call.
you notice they had a Vulcan carbine each, 2 concussion grenades. Does anybody want to pick those up?
Who's got the best ranged combat?
I've got 6 dice of ranged combat.
Yeah, same here.
I have none.
Or should we take 1 each then, Yaquob?
Of the concussion grenades, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've still got 3 satchel charges, which aren't very dangerous, really. But
No. But they may prove useful. Nothing else particularly.
no kind of ID, or are there any holy books that they've got on them that they would sit and read when they're
Yeah, they're
not working?
definitely Order the Martyr, and from the way they're dressed and the things, they look like the same order that that you'd met on Coriolis. They've got homing Vulcan rounds. But yeah, nothing else, nothing of any significant value, personal effects, holy texts, Book of the Martyr, all that sort of stuff.
If we had time.
I'll take some more of the homing rounds because I've already got nicked some of those before, but they're quite useful.
Okay.
I'll take some more.
If we had more time, I'd be like, "Who are these fanatics?" But we don't, so I won't because
No.
I've been following the campaign.
It does seem that Order of the Pariah are somewhat entangled in this whole sorry mess, which may well be of their making by the looks of it.
But there are some things that are confusing for this. You notice among their equipment, they have a laser communicator, cables connected to a fusion unit under one of the trees, run to what looks like a telescope on a tripod that's pointing out through a crack in one of the walls. Oshian, can you make a technology test?
I can certainly try. Do I get to use tools, or is this just a knowledge thing?
I think this is just a knowledge thing, but I will give you a +1 because it's quite easy.
Okay. I get 1 success with that.
Okay, yeah, so this is a sort of direct beam communication device. You would Yeah, looking at it more. Technology test again, please, but this time -1.
Okay, and it gives me 5 dice. One success again.
Okay, well, you've never seen anything like this. Although you can work out what it does, this isn't available on the open market. And
Okay.
it's Zenithian.
And it's a point-to-point communication device.
Exactly.
Can you tell where it's pointed at? Can you tell where the other?
Yeah,
end,
for
where
his
that commu-
earlier success, I think it points to a building some short distance away that Jaya says is the location of the old hospital that she mentioned to you on the boat.
And can I read any messages that have come through on this device? Or been sent?
No.
But can I detect that there have been some?
You think there have been some, but they are heavily encrypted.
Can I have a go at breaking the encryption?
Have you got data gin skill?
I know a man who does.
Yeah, I have to a certain level.
This is an extraordinary, as you investigate it, it's an extraordinary code -4.
-4. Okay, that leaves me
-4?
with 2 dice.
Hang on. Matthew always has a go at me saying the dice roll modifiers in these games are maximum of -3 or +3. And here he is saying -4.
-4.
Jones, what are you doing?
I think he's going by the book.
Yeah, probably. But
I think it's more the writers of the campaign. Not
as a GM, he should stand by his principles and make it -3.
I could, but I'm not going to.
Okay, I'll
You're not
roll
a man
my.
to stand by your principles, are you, Matthew?
Never mind. I'll roll my 2 dice.
Bruce says that the messages are written in Comic Sans. Oh,
No, wrong one.
that's why they're -4.
I don't get any successes on my 2 dice. I probably
Right,
won't bother pushing.
Well, what you do notice, though, even though you don't get any successes, is there's another cable going from the same fusion unit that is driving this communicator to class 4 communicator, which with your datagen skill, I won't make you make a roll for this, you can see that it's not working as a communicator, but rather it's the thing that was jamming your communicators.
And this fusion thing, this is just a power generator.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
just a power thing under the tree.
not an explosive.
No.
So it's just this fusion power generator that was jamming our signals.
No, so the fusion unit is powering the laser communicator and another more normal commercial class 4 communicator, but that commercial class 4 communicator you can see is set up as a jamming signal rather
So
than
can
an
we
actual communicator.
disable that as a? That jam?
Or can we just tune our communicators into that channel and communicate over the channel that's trying to jam us?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be communicating over it because it's a jamming signal.
That would be a -1 datagen test if you wanted to try that one, Tony.
I'll try that.
It's worth a try because if we just turn it off, they might notice that.
Yeah, valid point. How far away, by the way, is this hospital that the comms thing is pointing to? How far away is that? I get 1 success on my datagen roll.
A dramatically appropriate distance. If we're coming to 10 o'clock, it's a long way away. If we might finish it all before 10 o'clock, then it's not
It's
very
50 yards.
far. Sorry, what did you get on your roll, Tony?
One success.
Okay, you think you have altered its jamming spectrum to enable your communicators to work. not make it look like it's turned off. Can I get you again, Dave, to make a -1 technology roll?
Yep. That'll be 5 dice. Yeah, and a 1 success.
Okay. For that 1 success, this is a commercial unit. But again, you think it's as well Zenithian military unit.
Is it from the Legion then, or something?
No, from the hegemony.
Right. So these Zelosians are playing about with some very high end, in one case, Zenithian hegemony military hardware.
It's the weird futuristic Arabic eagle swastika looking thing kind of gives it away, does it?
Yes, the sort of marking. This is more, as I say, the laser communicator you've never seen. You can work out what it does, but it's what would otherwise effectively be called faction tech, only available to a faction within the Zenithian hegemony. This is more ordinary, but still military issue. But yeah, definitely from some of the hegemonic corporations.
So this point-to-point laser communication device, is it like you say, the size of a telescope?
Yeah.
So it's quite big. Okay, it's not easily swiped.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, I mean, you could, potentially,
but
you could take it if
I mean,
that's the only
telescopes
thing
are
you were
quite
doing.
variable in size. How big a telescope?
A big telescope, not a huge astronomical telescope,
it's not Judrell blank.
but
Blanker.
maybe something like your hobby telescope
Yeah,
that hobby astronomers use, but not one you'd find in an observatory.
We don't want to. You've gone to all that effort of changing who receives it rather than turning it off. You don't want to move it because if you move it,
No. So the two units. The telescope is the thing they're talking about moving. The communicator is what they've changed.
yes, but the communicator is attached to the telescope, isn't it?
No, they're both attached to the same fusion unit.
Oh, okay.
But
still, I mean,
there may
maybe-
be a reason for your confusion, Havima.
If they send a message,
Can I
this
get
way,
you to test mystic powers?
They're not going to get an answer anyway. So
Mystique powers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 2 successes.
Okay. So you start suddenly getting an uneasy feeling. Your skin starts crawling, and but you manage to kind of keep it together, except for the fact I'm spending another darkness point here. Your skin is starting to really itch like it's on fire. And I want you to take 1 point of damage and 2 points of stress.
Okay. Ooh.
2 points of stress.
Yes.
Mind points.
as in mind point damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
Do we notice
It's
something
agony.
going on with
It's
Havima?
feeling like you can see her reacting, but you can't see anything happening to her. But she, it hurts and it feels like you're being tortured. And
Okay.
the world,
Havima-
Havima, suddenly
You're all right, mate. What's happening?
Yaquob's voice is distant and deadened, and your vision, you've lost all colour out of your vision, and it seems that Yaquob and Oshian are further and further away. The more you strain to listen and to hear what Yaquob was saying, the further away they seem. And then you see 3 silhouettes in long white gowns. And there's a monotonous chanting that cuts like knives into your ears. And then you feel a song emanating from inside yourself. And the song is weak but it seems to push these silhouettes back a little bit. They retreat, and you begin to understand a sort of meaning of the song, that it's an attack that you're singing. But then the pain intensifies and becomes unbearable, and your shielding song becomes a cry of pain, which Oshian and Yaquob, you guys hear. It feels like you're being skinned alive, and she collapses.
Ooh. Unconscious or in agony?
Unconscious.
Mm.
I'm going to run over and just have a look with my Medikogi skill to see if there's anything I can do.
I'm going to look around.
Not really
I'm
know
gonna-
what's happened.
I'm going to look around to see if there's anyone who might have done some kind of attack on her, or some kind of anyone.
Make an observation.
Do I get my +2?
Yeah, I'll make you roll a +2. You're looking for a surprise attack.
This. Okay. Well, I get 1 success, but Yaquob.
You are pretty sure the attack did not come from locally. Yaquob, how did you do on your Medikogi?
I haven't rolled it yet. I get no successes. So I don't need to push this, do you think?
No successes. You can't see any physical sign.
I'm gonna push it, I think, if that's all right.
Can I advise you not to push it? I don't want you to give me darkness points.
I'll take your advice in that case.
Because as you're thinking,
the pool.
as you're making your prayer to Lady of Tears, I think it is for Medikogi. Can't remember.
Can't remember.
As you're making your prayer, Havima's eyes flick open. Havima, all the time that you were unconscious, the dream was going on. You were effectively losing a fight against these 3 white-clad figures, and they were effectively torturing you and killing your body as far as you could work out. But now you're awake. Apart from the damage that you sustained earlier on, you feel fine.
Well, wow.
You're all right? What happened there?
I'm not entirely sure. It was a strange, it was a sort of dream, and I was being attacked, but I was fighting back, but I wasn't winning. I was losing, and I was being attacked physically.
Attacked?
There's nobody here attacking you.
All I could see, I could only hear you very in the distance, and before me were 3 figures in long white robes, and they were chanting at me, and it was as if I was being stabbed, and I was chanting back, and it was holding it off a bit, but I was outnumbered, outsung. But then I came to. I don't know what's happened. I don't feel their presence anymore. I don't feel the pain anymore either. But my goodness, that was like nothing I've ever experienced before, and I've had some experience with proxies. That was like
It's not like a proxy thing. No,
absolutely
not like a proxy thing.
That's what I thought in a voice. That's what I thought.
I guess there's some vague similarities with the proxy thing, in that there was a sense that maybe you were inhabiting somebody else's memories, maybe, but it didn't feel like the effects of putting proxy on.
Okay. Cool.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, well, this is weird. And if this wasn't some kind of random,
Episode.
effect episode or something, then if we assume it's
We don't
targeted-
do random effect episodes, Dave. We only do carefully planned episodes of effect.
Well, we like that's what we say on our feed.
Yeah, yeah. And we're live, so keep up.
I suggest if we think this is targeted in some way, it means that somebody knows we're here. In which case, we better get a move on.
As you get to your feet, you notice there's, like you get spots in your eyes after a bright light or something shining in them. There's a spot there, but it's different. Normally they kind of, they're in the same place as you turn your head. They're in the same place relative to your head. This spot seems to be in a fixed place in the world, and as you turn your head from one side to the other, the spot stays in the same place.
okay.
Tony, can I get you to make a medical roll? A medicurgy.
Yes.
And whereabouts is that spot that I'm looking? That I can see?
Coincidentally, it appears to be
But the
in
hospital.
the building that the laser communicator was pointing at.
Coincidentally, it's quite a big coincidence.
My.
I get 1 success on my Medicurgy roll.
Okay. You've just seen that by the inner, less damaged wall, there is a supply of medical equipment.
Okay, I'm going to have a look and see what there is.
Okay. There are 5. Well, they look like normal M doses, but they're blessed with the Order of the Martyr. So they give you +2 to Medicurgy. And there are some other things, some injectors with something else in. Has anybody got science?
No.
Okay, Tony, make a Medicurgy roll.
I get 1 success again.
Okay. Well, you're trying to work out what these are. But then you notice a couple of labels on a couple of labeled bottles.
Like any good medico, you can read a label.
Yeah.
It looks like the mixture in the injector is a mixture of 2 bottles. One is a bottle of basic commercial opor, and the other is labeled synthropane, Synthropane.
Synthropane.
Yeah.
So there's 1 injector with the opal and 1 with the synthropane?
No. So the injectors here, there's a couple of injectors, but what they're injecting is a mixture of the 2 drugs.
Have you heard of synthropane before?
Have I heard of
He has
synthropane?
not heard of synthropane.
No,
before.
I have no idea
For
what
1
synthropane
success
is.
on Medicurgy, all he finds is the name, not the.
Yeah,
not
don't know what that is. Try some, see what happens.
You want to?
No,
No.
thanks. I'm good. I've got my own mind enhancing narcotics. Thank you very much.
So nobody's trying any.
No, thanks.
Probably not at this point.
Okay, Johnny, I just do have a box out here if you want to.
A bit of a
I've got
random
the
moment.
rules for it.
Decide to stop and
take
spliff up.
just pocket it and
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
take
And
it.
this box says you can either choose to use the regular poison rules for a strength 6 poison, or use these more advanced rules. So you wisely pocket the synthropane.
I think we ought to head in the direction of the
Hospital.
hospital.
That does seem to be.
When I'm at a suitably plot level range, can I use the sights on my sniper rifle to do a little bit of observation in the area and around the building, see if I can see any movement?
Okay. So you head out and you find that there is a reasonably robust pathway between this room down a kind of a ramped exit.
So this is all still within the palace.
Well, no, this is coming out of the palace now, but quite close by is this other building, which Yar Jar has explained to you was once a foundation facility before the cataract.
What was
That's actually
Yar?
a good question.
What was? Go on, Jonathan.
What was Jaya's reaction to what happened to me?
Yeah, that was my question too.
But
She
also,
is pretty much scared rigid by the whole thing, which is why she's pretty much inactive.
yeah,
What happened to you kind of freaked her out, but she has and you don't feel she knew anything about it.
okay. My follow-up question is, as we're moving towards the abandoned hospital, because all creepy things have to be in abandoned hospitals. Is Havima able to recollect the song that was being sung in defense of the vision that she had, like I said, goes by anything?
It may be as you try and piece your memories together, they come thick and clouded. But as you're concentrating on this, you think that it was in a language that you aren't particularly familiar with.
Okay.
But you kind of understand the words to be... I mean, when I say that, I think you can't repeat these words. When you try and repeat them to Oshian and Yaquob, you can't express them in a language that's shared.
Yeah.
Zenithian, whatever. But somehow you know the meaning of it. And the meaning that you know is the fragments come together, 1,000 faces for the shadows. My children, my beloved, hear my song and become it. In your darkest hour, hear my song and defend it. Sing it, brothers. Sing it, sisters. Sing it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you very much. As we continue on.
Right. So you get to a vantage point towards the hospital, and you're using your scope, Dave, you said.
Yeah, at the earliest point that I can, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's coincidental because I have something you see. So you're scanning the horizon. It's getting darker. The stars are visible. It's cold. Your breath is clouding in the moist, cold, nighttime atmosphere. But suddenly it turns much colder. The sight of your rifle lens mists up. You can, all of you, feel your chests tightening as an inexplicable wave of fear and uncertainty washes over you. You look away from your sight, Dave, looking up into the night sky, and you see it. In fact, all of you see it. A hazy apparition illuminating the ruins of the Sultra. And I suddenly remember I need to get a picture up here. Give me a moment.
How far away is this thing?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Yaquob, just quickly.
Yes.
Did you administer a M dose to me, or can you give?
I didn't, but I can do. I basically couldn't really tell what was wrong with you. It didn't really seem to be anything physical that I could see.
As we move forward, I think Havima will reach out to you and say, I could do with a bit of a.
You can't have any M doses until you're broken, Aviva. Let me just cut you short in your discussion. You don't restore hit points in that way. However, when you're broken, he can administer an M dose to you.
I feel like the combat side of Coriolis is the rules that I'm weakest at, considering I GM this.
Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
A hazy apparition illuminating the ruins of the Sultra, a white butterfly in the darkness. Its great wings seem to bend light around them in an impossible way, and it ascends like no other ship you've seen before. For a moment, it seems to hang motionless above the trees, and then the wings come alive with brightly glowing, perfectly symmetrical glyphs, like blood vessels filled with liquid light. A halo of light forms around the ship, and it sets off for the dark void, leaving Kua, but going where?
Ooh.
Can I get you to test either your mystic powers? I'm spending a darkness point for this. Or if you don't have mystic powers, your empathy.
So if it's just empathy, does that mean we can't push it?
Yes, you can't push your empathy rolls.
I got one success on my 3 dice.
I can show you. So I got 4 successes on my 4 dice.
Okay.
I just rolled 4 6s.
This is one of those clutch moments right at the end of the session, because of my 6 dice, I got 3 successes.
Okay. So
Tony's trying to prove it to us.
I think
that's fine. I'll believe you, Tony.
All that practice at quickly rearranging 4
Yeah,
dice.
yeah, that paid off.
Dave,
I got 1 success
one success
on my 3 dice.
This apparition reminds you of the vastness of space and everything that's within it, and you take 2 mind points of stress.
Me.
Just Oshian.
Just the 2 of you. Yeah, just you. Everybody else was able to cope with the sort of fear that this thing has induced.
Okay.
But your weakness, your agoraphobia, obviously has come into play.
Yeah.
So
And
it's like a ship, does it? Do we think?
It looks like a ship, but with a drive system that is entirely incomprehensible to you.
Even to me with a technology roll?
Even to you. Frankly, you've got more to worry about, like the vastness of space above you. All those stars, on every one of those stars.
That's true, yeah.
Planets circulating. On each of those planets, there's an enormous sky, a bit like the enormous sky that's above you, or a bit like the enormous sky that you were lost in Coriolis. You're thinking about that more than you're thinking about the ship. But even if you had logic, you probably would never have seen this drive system before.
When I feel better, I'll postulate it's an antimatter drive, but
the pilot's in there going, ha ha, made you look.
And did that fly off from the hospital then? Oh, I guess
yes.
I'm going to cower by a tree and get as much cover as I can to try and recover from the sudden blast of agoraphobia I'm suffering from.
Okay. Right. We've got 15 minutes. I'm gonna take you forward a bit. That might have been a perfect place to stop, but inconveniently not near enough to 10 o'clock. Nor. So you take a bit of a time to recover from what you've seen. But I'm going to put up another picture now, actually, if I can. And I will show to you. Give me a moment. Stop screen sharing. Share screen. So you're not seeing it exactly in this way, of course, but this is the layout of the hospital.
Which direction are we approaching from?
You will be approaching up this path this way.
From 1, yes?
Yes.
From the south, yeah. Yeah, we can't see your cursor. I can't at the moment.
No, I can't either.
Oh, sorry. You'll be approaching up this path this way.
There you go. Can we see any activity here? Or is my rifle still frozen up? Can I clean the lens?
You can clean the lens. And
Now that this apparition, this ship has gone, has the temperature kind of returned to normal?
Yes, the temperature is returning to normal.
Very strange.
They're using the Haagen-Dazs drive. Designed by Ben and Jerry. On the planet Viennetta.
That's enough now.
We all scream for ice cream.
Sorry. I apologise. But it filled the gap whilst Matthew was trying to find the right rules, at least.
Yeah,
we were basking. And
I think you can see here, these are grav loaders. And you can see there appears to be somebody who may be on guard duty there. I think that's all you can see on the outside. Some of the, as you can see, some of these walls are a bit ruined, but you're coming from this sort of way.
Can we see any lights or anything in the rest of the buildings?
Yes, there are lights on. So the hospital was constructed on one of the Sultra's factory islands. It had specialized research wings. This is stuff that maybe Yar Jar is telling you.
Just one, Millie. Fueled by just one.
There used to be a sort of courtyard here, which is a bit overgrown. You understood there to be a basement, or rather, you don't. She says that she'd heard that there, that it had many levels to it, but she imagines most of them are underwater now.
Can we sneak up without being seen by that guard, or do I need to put that guard out of action?
Well, one of the two, definitely.
I guess it was the question to my fellow players, actually, rather than the GM. But
depends how much of a sight we have of him.
Yeah,
through those trees.
Yeah,
and whether we think anyone's watching.
I would rather give it a minute and see, give it a minute or two, see if anyone else crops up. before taking that kind of action, because if something's just gone off, then we've got time effectively.
We've
because
missed the boat again. Yeah.
We've missed whatever that is. That's an adventure for another day, perhaps. But whatever is left in the hospital, I think I don't think we're going to be at risk of it getting away. If that makes sense.
And it doesn't seem bustling with activity, but there's definitely activity there. It's not like it's really busy.
No, it's not really busy. There are lights. You can see some windows or broken walls. Let's bring this back again. So down here, can I? Yeah.
Zoom in.
So zooming in on this bit here, you can see this wall's broken, and there is light emanating from in there, even if there aren't any windows.
Is that the only place with light coming out?
No, you think there's light coming out of this wing as well?
Okay. So whatever we do, I guess we're not going to be unopposed doing this.
No.
And what's the plan? We can't. They're going to attack us, aren't they? Because they're trying to leave. We are obviously some form of infiltrator, so there's no way of bluffing our way through this situation, I don't think.
There's no signs of any other ships or anything parked nearby.
No, actually not. Not now. These grav loaders, these things here.
I propose
are a vehicle that they could use.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they fly?
But they're not spaceships.
No.
No,
So
they're kind of.
I propose
speeders.
Yeah. I don't know whether they speed as such, but yeah, that's
they're terrestrial.
They hover. Yeah. Sorry, go on, Jonathan.
That's right. I was going to propose that I sneak up, and maybe, if there is only the one guy, maybe a distraction shot to make sure that I can get the upper hand on them, and then I can take them down. What do you think to that?
Is that taken down alive?
Because melee is really all I'm good at. Yeah, sure.
Because I don't mind killing them.
At this point. Yeah, I can try and take him down quietly.
I'm happy to go with that plan.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like a distraction shot, so a ping on one of the grav loaders might distract them, which will let me get around behind them properly and I don't know, put them to sleep.
So we can only see one guy there, yes?
That's all you can see there, yeah.
Okay, should we go with that?
Cool. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Havima, as you're surveying it, you could do a... you could hide in the undergrowth here. It's risky. Might be -1 on infiltration. If you could swim round here and get onto this bit. Or, sorry, hold on, which bit? Let's say east.
We could attack it from another angle if we did go through the water.
So, yeah, you could climb up onto this wing here, you think?
Considering not that long ago we were attacked by a wave of sea snakes.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah, they were quite nasty.
Not that hot on swimming into ashes.
Yeah. No frontal.
No,
I think that's fine.
With Havima on that one.
So
yeah, me too.
-1 die infiltration. Using the shrubbery.
Oh no! Tell you what, don't do -1 die. I'll just do it opposed by him.
Okay.
So Matthew, I'm gonna aim at the guard, and if it looks like the guard has spotted Havima, I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay.
Oh, not a distraction shot. You're just going to try and put him down.
Well, if I think he's seen you, then I'll put him down. Otherwise,
Okay. Does that give me a +1 with my infiltration?
No, I'm gonna do
Okay.
so normal infiltration, not -1 or
Sure.
+1, and I am. Oh, he's not very clever though. Okay.
I like these alien dice. These are just the base dice. That's
How many have you succeeded in?
2.
2. Right. Okay. You are able to creep through the bushes. Are you going to ambush him?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will give you +1 on your attack for that one.
Excellent. So
No, actually, I might give you a +2 because I'm not looking at the rules, but I think that's probably what the rules would say for an ambush.
excellent. I'll take that. That's
I'm
lovely.
maintaining my aim just in case it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just double check. Dun, dun, dun. No successes. I will push.
Okay. I will take a darkness point.
I'll gather my dice just in case.
1 success.
1 success
One
with your hand
success.
fan, which does what damage?
With my hand, which does 2 damage with a crit of 1.
He's wearing tougher armor than these guys, but you are able to find a weak point in it, giving him either 2 points of damage or I fancy that you want to do a crit.
Yeah, sure. If I'm allowed to. I wasn't sure if it was the crit.
So your
was
first
on
your
additional-
first success gives you the damage of how many successes did you get?
I only got the 1.
Oh
So
right,
yeah,
no,
you
sorry.
can't-
Then
can't
I'm
crit then,
talking
no.
bollocks.
Just the
Yeah.
that I was going to say.
Okay, so you do him 2 points of
2 points
damage.
of damage.
At which point I think we will stop this session, but we will
Cliffhanger.
have initiative in the
begin next
first action of
Of the
next
next
week.
section.
And next week will be after Christmas on the 28th.
Yes. Merry
Cool.
Christmas. Happy holidays to everyone in the
Yeah,
meantime.
yes.
So
Happy holidays, yeah.
let's stop sharing that screen and just say hello to everybody.
In as-
So thanks everybody for playing and thanks everybody for watching, except for the bloke with the snarky comments beforehand.
Snarky. They're insane comments, frankly.
Yeah,
But
but never go. That's Twitch for you. I prefer YouTube. It's a generally nicer clientele. But yes, to all our loyal listeners, thank you very much
Viewers,
for
thank you, yeah.
watching and have a happy Christmas. And we will see you next week.
we
yes.
will.
Say
Cool.
bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.